Alright, you American hustlers, I've done a lot of these videos titled The Plumbing Hustle, The Electrician's Hustle, The Handyman Hustle. It's simply because I'm trying to take a bunch of different jobs that I am doing on a non-stop basis and condense them down into smaller videos and kind of show you what I've been up to. But today's video, we're going to call The Carpenter's Hustle. Because as usual, I'm doing a little bit of everything. So let's get to it. As you know, I do a variety of different work for clients, and I work for property management companies. There was a tenant who lived in one of these apartment complexes. She was downstairs sleeping, and her son was upstairs figuring out how to play with a lighter for the first time. He quickly discovered what it was like to set a towel on fire. Unfortunately, it set the wall on fire when he set the towel on fire, and it got so hot that it actually melted the double pane window. They asked me to go over there and take a look at it and see what I could do with it. So of course, I pulled out my scraper, I scrape off all the burned up latex, then I basically had to slap a bunch of mud all over the wall. While it was drying, I went ahead and replaced a partially melted tub surround. I hired a guy to come in and take out the window and replace that from a glass company. By the time all was said and done, I come back, sanded it all down, put in a new towel bar, painted everything in the entire bathroom, the ceiling, the walls, the whole 9 yards. The guy come in, reinstalled the window. Now you can't even tell that there was a fire there to begin with. All right, so this next call I went on, this company called me up. They're like, hey, would you care to come up here and check out what we got going on? Go up there, check everything out. They basically got a leak that's coming through the ventilation system that went to the old heat pump system. These vents don't attach to anything, so there is no relevance for them to stay in the ceiling. So in my mind, first thing I'm gonna do is get this shit cut down. I mean, we're gonna be remodeling the place anyway. Why not just go ahead and get this out of the way, done, over with? So I go ahead and start pulling out the recip saw, cutting down all the drywall, getting all the ventilation chopped out, you know, all that good stuff. Whenever you get all the actual ductwork cut down, you'll be able to tell where the trail of water was coming from, whether it's coming from the ceiling up above and leaking down, so on and so forth. I didn't know whether it's coming from a roof, a supply line, a waste drain, something like that. Like I said, I started chopping all this stuff down with the recip saw, getting all the drywall out of the way, got the ventilation system out of the way. They've been all over the place looking for this. I basically go outside, climb up on top of the HVAC unit. I start looking around, and if you'll notice, there is a downspout coming down directly in front of these vents. The rest of the apartments, it was about a foot away from the ventilation system. You know how they'll take them straps, they'll tie your downspout to the side of the wall to keep everything held in place. Well, at some point in time, somebody has moved the straps on this particular piece of pipe. It goes directly into the cement. My theory is a bunch of leaves have got crammed down inside this pipe. Whenever it starts raining, water starts flowing, it backs up, and there was a little teeny tiny hole where them screws from that strap used to be at, and it was pissing right inside of that vent. If you look inside the vent here, you'll see a Romex cable going through the vent, down into the wall to a live receptacle. It's also right beside of a window. You go on the inside, you can see where the wood is being rotted out along that wall. So this thing has been leaking for quite some time, and it didn't show its ugly head until somebody pointed out, or they noticed it, or it started leaking over top their dining room table. I got every bit of this stuff cut out. Before I was able to finish getting some footage of me remodeling this place, I had to take off and go to another job. Let the crew that I was working with finish up that one while I went on to the next one. Now this one's an emergency call. Someone's flooring is falling through in their bathroom. Their toilet's sinking into the floor, the whole 9 yards, and they want me to go focus on that. So we got a remodeling crew that's going to come in and finish up that job that I work with, and I'm going to go over to this one and see what's going on. All right, so check this out. I come in through here to inspect this, and here's basically what I found. Pressed down here and picked up the tile with my fingers. Here's how we'll see exactly how bad it is. Oh yeah, it's going all the way through right here, all the way over. Toilet's sunk down probably 3/4 of an inch, so yeah, I figure they put some self-leveling cement there. Bad idea. Something here has clearly been fixed, because that's different. But we're going to try to cut over right through here, because they said they just need it quickly done. They don't want the whole floor done, and really we can manage that and secure it, make it nice and firm. So that's what we're going to do. If you wouldn't look at that shit right there, there is linoleum under this. So they got the wood floor here, linoleum over top of it from the original floor, and they put tile over top of the linoleum. And get this angle stop shut off. Supply line out of here. Get this damn toilet out of the way. The channel lock, 6.5 inch pliers, buddy. Everybody's gonna have a pair in your pocket because you're gonna use them. Probably more than you do a lot of pliers. That's why I like my old knife right here. You see how it's got sharp edges on both sides? You can use it for anything. Shove it in between here, wiggle it back and forth, and it cuts on both sides as it's going through there. Makes it nice and easy. Got our toilet over here out of the way and get to the damaged area that we need to access. There's only one easy way to do this, and that's break out the Dewalt recip saw. And let me tell you something, this little thing is badass for the power that it's got and the compact size that it is. Well, I would say that, and she's smoking a little bit. Come on. Needless to say, I don't want to burn up Junior, so I went and got Papa. This is what I got so far. As you can see, the damn stud's way under the tub there. way back there. So we're going to have to get creative to do this the way they want to do it. In order to avoid ripping out the tub, ripping out the entire floor, that's why I went and picked myself up one of these from Dewalt. This is their 2-piece right angle attachment. But we're going to put this thing to work today and see how well she holds up. I'm saving some money right here by using some scrap wood that used to be a bed frame. Get the old circ saw out and get this job done. Put it right there. Cut me out another one to put down in here, notched out the corner right there, and I'm gonna pull it up with the hammer and run some screws in it. Obviously I can't do this with one hand, but you see that my right angle attachment is attached. Just screw starter right there in the side of the wood, and then get your drill down in here and hold it, and just run that damn thing in. Well, obviously I couldn't record everything due to the fact that I can't hold the phone and do this at the same time, but I got that stud installed, this stud installed, so far working great. Couldn't have done it without Dewalt. Now we're ready to start getting the layers of flooring put on. That's about the size of a flange, ain't it? Grip hand, yeah, redneck it. Trace it out. Well, apparently the old drip pan method worked because I got the first part down pretty good. Well, now we got the bottom layer down from the next one. I always like leaving hidden messages for future people who find this kind of stuff. This isn't how I would normally do things, but this is how the owner wants this done so they can save some money, so that's what we're doing. Besides that, the bottom layer's good. It's got supports. This thing ain't going nowhere. At this point, it's all about leveling and making sure everything's nice and flush when we get the top layer down. Now, the trick to doing this is sticking this thing right over top of it, get it in the general vicinity you want it in, mark it on the outside, measure it on the inside from about 1 inch. That all depends on what kind of pipe you got, but you get the gist. This one needs to be cut on the outside anyway. And who needs a yardstick whenever you got extra wood laying around where it's just as good? See, now everything worked out just right. If it's up to me, I'd rip every bit of this up, put brand new wood down top to bottom, front to back. But that's not what we're getting paid for. This emergency call, they wanted me to come in, get this stuff slapped together as fast and as cheap as possible, and that's what we're doing for them. There's a big difference in whenever I take on handyman calls or whenever I get hired to do professional work. As you could tell, somebody put brand new tiles over top of linoleum floor. So we had to match up everything so it would level it up with that, aside from ripping up the whole room and redoing it. All I was left to do is go ahead, glue up some tile, fix some of the cracks and crevices, put the baseboard back on, reseat the toilet, collect their payday, and go on about our day. They even had some old used tile laying around, so we went ahead and put that down. All I like doing is fixing up this corner piece right here. Now I'll just finish it up by putting the pictures here on screen. The baseboard's up, the toilet's in, new wax ring, new flange mounted to the new floor. This thing ain't gonna go nowhere. It's nice and sturdy. It's a lot better than what it was when we first started with it. But before I even got this done, I got another job that popped up. Let's go ahead and get to that one. There's certain situations where people will holler at me, and just out of the kindness of my heart, I'll go help them out. This one lady said that she bought a new bookshelf for her child's bedroom and asked me if I would come over and assemble it, and of course I did. And then we got the good jobs like this one right here. Basically, this property management company is undergoing a lot of different construction right now. They got one property, they are redoing the plumbing from top to bottom. They're redoing the electrical top to bottom, upgrading the breaker boxes top to bottom. They're going to be removing all of the garbage disposals, converting all the sinks. They're going to be rebuilding the elevators. They have a ton of different units that they're remodeling, new cabinets, flooring, the whole 9 yards. You've seen a lot of the videos that I've done on this channel. Right now they got so many contractors and subcontractors and subcontractors of subcontractors coming in that it's just crazy. The guys that's running this thing decided that they need a new office because they got sick of looking at each other in the same office every day. Me and some other guys got together and we basically built them an office. We cleared out the space in their workshop. We went and got all the studs we needed to do the framework on the walls. We assembled them, we raised them, we anchored them to the floor and the walls, drilled out all the necessary holes that we needed. We installed the junction boxes inside of the wall where the receptacles and the Ethernet and all that sort of stuff's going to go. We run the Romex through, hooked it over into the breaker box. We installed the exterior paneling on the outside of the wall, put the insulation on the inside of the wall, put the internal panels on it. We went and picked up a new Bosch air compressor and nail gun to do all this with. And there was a few old tools on site that they have used for a very long time, and we utilized those tools since it was already there on site. Put them in a brand new PTAC unit. We got all this stuff done. I put probably about 3 coats of primer on this, 2 coats of paint on the inside and the outside. Went down to Lowe's, picked us up a door, put in the deadbolt. We added the final corner pieces, trim, baseboards, and all the little knickknacks that it needed. Clearly, as you can see, once all was said and done, we got them a nice new office right here. It's about 10 foot long, 12 foot wide. All they have left to do is decide which kind of office furniture they want to stock this office with. Aside from that, they do got a few cabinets that they're going to be purchasing. They want us to hang up on the outside here. They want a charging station, stuff like that. And that's something we'll end up doing later on. That's going to be it for the Carpenters Hustle. If you want to support a real American tradesman that is out here doing that daily grind, best thing you can do is pop that, click subscribe, and check out these social media platforms. Otherwise, comment down below. Let me know what you think about the recent jobs that I've taken on.